Hello, my loves. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Dorothy Wilson, but everyone calls me Grandma Dot. I'm 73 and I've been a storyteller all my life. But the truth is, the most important story, the one that defined me, has been held inside for 40 years. I grew up in Pikeville, Kentucky, coal country, and ended up here in Louisville. Today, I'm telling you why I left everything behind. It's a journey from the simple, pure love of my childhood to a betrayal and breakdown that nearly cost me my life. It's a story of resilience, second chances, and finding peace after chaos. This story is difficult, but I know it will help someone out there. First, thank you, thank you, thank you. The Grandparents' Tales channel reached 10,000 subscribers. To celebrate, we're doing a $200 giveaway. Please subscribe, tap that bell, like this video, and leave a comment below. I want to know who you are, my virtual grandchildren. My childhood smelled like fresh bread and coffee. It sounded like Elvis on the old battery radio. We were poor in possessions, but rich in values. My father, Mr. Anthony, came home dusted black from the mines, but he always had a soft hand for my mother, Elizabeth. My mother taught me about self-worth. Dorothy, when you find a man, make sure he looks at you the same way your father looks at me. That look was everything. Respect, devotion, partnership. My father taught me that education is the only thing nobody can take from you. I walked an hour to school, fueled by the dream of becoming a teacher. Graduating in 1970 was the proudest moment of my life. I was a professional woman, filled with optimism, teaching mixed classes of 7 to 10 builds. I felt useful, important, fulfilled. I thought I had the blueprint for a perfect life. Then came Gerald Thompson. He walked into my classroom one day, and I fell like a little duck. He was charming, well-dressed, and his compliments made my heart race. He courted me respectfully for a year. He won over my family by talking baseball with Dad and washing dishes with Mum. We married in January 1972. I was 20. The honeymoon in Gatlinburg was our first time together. He was affectionate at first, but after a few days, I saw a new side, more demanding, more authoritarian. I swallowed my feelings. I told myself this was part of being a wife. The first year of marriage was an adjustment, but soon the demands grew. He became controlling. The comments started small, that skirt's too short. Why are you wearing lipstick? Soon, they became accusations. The man I married was quickly being replaced by a critical, jealous stranger. I became pregnant twice, and twice I lost the baby, a crushing sadness. But what made it worse was Gerald's reaction. He didn't offer comfort, he offered blame. You lost my son through carelessness. He said my body didn't work right. That was the first time I'd cried hidden in the bathroom with the faucet running so he would unhear me. The second loss shattered our relationship completely. When I finally threw his anger back in his face, I received the first physical blowhard, shocking, leaving the taste of blood in my mouth. I stayed riddled with shame. Back then, a separated woman was a failure. I couldn't bear the thought of disappointing my parents, of being the daughter who couldn't keep her husband. So I swallowed my tears and stayed. My biggest mistake, if you're listening to this and feeling something resonates, please hit the like button. It tells me that sharing this truth is worthwhile. The third year was a complete descent. Gerald lost his job and found comfort in drink. His unemployment meant I supported the house, and his drinking made him worse. The criticism became insults, and the slaps became punches. I became an expert at excuses. I fell down the stairs. I hit my face on the cabinet. I was walking on eggshells, desperately seeking comfort. That's when the neighbor, Marsha, stepped in. She played the role of a confidant, telling me I deserved better. What I didn't know was that while I was teaching, Gerald and Marsha were planning a different future. The evidence was small. A strange matchbox, a sweet perfume on his shirt. I chose to be blind. I chose to believe the man I fell in love with was still hiding somewhere. On May 15th, 1975, I came home early from school and found the truth. Gerald and Marsha in our bed. When I confronted him, he laughed, and when I said, "I'm leaving, it's over," the laughter turned to a growl. What followed was not a fight, but an eruption of violence and rage. He unleashed a prolonged, brutal assault fueled by hatred and the loss of control. I remember the pain, the blood, and finally, the exhaustion, a desperate desire for it to simply end. I was left on the kitchen floor, severely injured, my face swollen, unable to even speak. He left me there and walked out. Lying on that floor, I knew I had a choice: stay and die, or somehow find the strength to leave. I dragged myself to the phone and called my sister Lois. She and John got me out and took me to safety. The injuries were severe: broken ribs, a concussion, cuts requiring stitches. The doctor's whisper stayed with me. "If you go back home, he'll kill you next time." I filed the report. Gerald vanished. Then came the terrible truth about Marsha. She had met the same monster I had married, and their confrontation led to her death. Gerald died resisting arrest when the police finally found him. The town branded me the murderer's widow. I lost my job, my reputation, and my confidence. I was drowning in grief and guilt. My parents saved me. My father walked into my room one Sunday with 2 bus tickets to Louisville. He looked at me, his eyes full of love, and said, "We're going to start over. Daughter, there, nobody knows us. We can be new again." On October 10th, 1975, at 24 years old, I watched the mountains of Pikeville disappear. As we crossed the bridge over the Ohio River and saw the city lights, I felt the first spark of hope. In Louisville, I didn't have to explain my scars. I found work, I found peace, and I found my life again. My story is a tough one, but it is a survivor's story. I learned that your worth is not tied to keeping up appearances or pleasing a man. It's tied to your strength and your right to safety. If you are experiencing a situation where someone is controlling, blaming, or hurting you, please hear me. You are not a failure. You are worthy of respect, and you deserve to be safe. Don't wait for the mask to slip completely. There is help. I've put a link to support resources in the description below. Please reach out. You are not alone. Thank you for sharing this incredible journey with me. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment below. Tell me what moment resonated most. I love reading all your beautiful stories. See you next time, my loves.